Hello, and this is Lunaris Aileron, and this time I'm gonna talk without script like I always do. I never have a script, and I want to talk about this anime, Slime Isekai. The title is pretty long because it's originally a light novel, and of course, light novel have to have long titles, so I hate it. But anyways, Slime Isekai, lots of people praise it, lots of people like it. People say that this is the top of the monster isekai, and apparently monster isekai is a genre now. Yes, that's a natural progression because when your when the people in your field is always trying to up gimmick each other, the natural progression is you change your main gimmick to something that is too outrageous and unorthodox. And for this slime isekai, the main characters, instead of being reborn into isekai as someone powerful or someone with overpowered ability, they turn into a slime monster. Slime monster is usually the weakest monster in an RPG. Even though the even though the origin of this is most likely from Dragon Quest, all the blue slime thingy, but when people say slime monster, what I first think is actually Poring, the early game monster from Ragnarok Online. And because my childhood has a lot of Ragnarok Online, it's kinda I'm gonna put Poring in my thumbnail just for kicks. Anyways, people praise it, but in my opinion, this is a waste of time. This is a waste of time, waste of potential, and any potential it had has been screwed by its poor execution. and and I actually watched about 7 to 8 episodes on it, and if you ask me to watch more because it gets better later, that's a poor excuse and you should be ashamed because 7 episodes is too many episodes for me to invest before I should have to like it. To put in perspective, how many people do you think that stop watching a certain title like within 1 to 2 episodes or even half an episode, and try asking them, dude, you have to watch until episode 6, then it gets better. How do you feel? How about if you watch a bad anime and people said you have to invest like 80 more minutes, 200 more minutes before it gets good? That's a bad excuse. I hate that criticism, and I hate that excuse. If it's good, it should be good within 2 to 3 episodes is for me, but people has been more not generous. As in, if I give a bad anime 3 episodes, it's already 3 to 4 episodes is already generous. That the fact that I give Slime Isekai 7 to 8 episodes is too generous for me. Because let me say this, the first 2 episodes of Slime Isekai is very boring. The only good part I like is that the part with Sundere Dragon, and that's because it's a little amusing. But okay, let's start with the premise. It's a guy where a man from our world, a 30 years old something man, and then he got stabbed and died, and then he is reincarnated as a slime monster. Okay, if you ask me that, if you ask me this like 2 years ago, okay, then I will ask, okay, what he's gonna survive being a weak monster? Then you will and then you say, no, he has this power to devour everything and then gain the power of everything. And then I will ask, okay, so it's about him slowly eating other people or other monster and then slowly get stronger, right? And then you will say, no, within the first 2 episodes he becomes super overpowered. And then I just hate you. That's the point. That's one of my why I said this is a complete waste of potential. Why bother turning your protagonist into a seemingly weak monster, and then you just give it overpowered power anyways, and you give it immediately, and you have no any other interesting pull to his power as a slime, because in this anime, for some goddamn reason, the writers decide to have this some kind of AI voice in his mind that explain to him how his power work, how the analysis of everything he consumed, instead of making this a story about how he slowly explore and learn about things around him and how he consume things, and then he learn how to use it properly, how to as in the slime learns what he consume and then use it to his advantage. But any mysterious thing in the when he consume new things, whether it's items, herbs, or other monster, it's immediately dispelled by this AI voice that tells him that oh, you gain this power, you gain this power, you can do this now, and this item can heal you, something like that. That's one thing. The gimmick is bad for me, and then how it doesn't produce new outlet for me to get interested in. I'm using a lot of weird word because I've only woken up from my afternoon nap, and for some reason I decided to record this. But whatever. Okay, and then the next thing is that it is too powerful. The slime is too powerful. It breaks the. I think it just become unbalanced, and it really limits the writing potential of the story. Like in one episode, 2 episodes actually. It's a very boring episodes where the slime went to a dwarf city. Why is this an episode this part of the story has to be 2 episodes? I don't have no idea. Maybe because the studio wants to filler it, want to pad it out. But the dwarf city story arc is extremely boring. The characters have no good dialogues or no good voice acting. The basic story itself is very simplistic and nothing interesting. And then like one of these dwarf wants to have to forge a sword, so he goes to this painstaking process and produce one sword. It took him lots of energy and time, and then the slime just ate one of the sword, and then because previously he has eaten lots of ore, lots of metal and rocks and stuff, he immediately replicate the sword into 5 more swords. So his ability, as long as he has the resource, as in he can gobble an almost an infinite amount of resources, be it rock, wood, leather, or something like that, and then just reproduce everything, means that the whole arc means that in the future, if there is anything that okay, here's the thing: if you want to write a story, set a limit. Don't set a don't make it like you can do, the hero can do anything as long he believes in it. That's poor writing. That's writing yourself into convenience. You don't want to challenge yourself, and you just want to write trope, and then you just want the hero to win without actually making it logical. You know. Basically, I'm saying the slime power already diminishes the how you can write the story, and I don't imagine that. It makes me annoyed seeing overpowered hero, and then he is pretty idiotic as well. He's not a very bright person as a character. Yeah, that means within the 7 to 8 episodes I watched, there's already 4 bad episodes. And next, what I want to talk about. I heard that some other people some people say that it gets better later, and apparently that the slime sees less focus, and the story is focused more on various other characters in the world. And even within the 8 episodes, they already show a bunch of sides: the human, the adventurers, the orcs, the dwarf. And okay, fair enough, it can get better, but why not show it sooner? I don't care. I don't want to watch 8 episodes of boring overpowered slime with no tension whatsoever. And then before I have to go all through all that before it gets to a good story, I don't care about that. I don't want to waste this time anymore. If it gets good later, if it's not good now, it's a bad anime. I don't care. And there is this character, a female character that people gets very sad when she died. But she was introduced later, but she is introduced. Her interaction with the slime is pretty minimal. Just one or 2 days, and then she died. The slime has to eat her, something like that. I kind of gloss over that scene because that's when my interest in this anime has really petered down, and I don't really care anymore. I hate the slime. I hate the characters. I hate the over how he is overpowered, and then it's not very insightful. It's not, the writing does not make any, like it's not being smart at all. It's not clever. Like if people say that, oh, it's clever that he is the main character is turned into a monster instead of being overpowered, or instead of making contact with human villagers and then build them, the slime helps orc village and then become their lord. It's a clever thing. I will just say that you have not read or watched enough isekai or fantasy stories. I mean manga or light novel, because in isekai genre there's plenty of that thing. It's not special anymore. If you This is I don't want to say burden, but this is the thing that happen when you watch too many things. You have read too many things that nothing really surprises you anymore, and you only care about execution. That is me. I don't care about the main idea or the main premise of the story or the plot, but I care about how it was executed. Same with this new anime this season, Shield Hero. I read about the concept, and the main concept itself that does not get me interested. This is, I probably gonna watch this much later. I'm not gonna watch it right away, but that's my point. The slime isekai is not being unique. It's not the concept of being slime is not unique or interesting to me. If you like it, sure, whatever. But if you have read as many isekai things as I do, I cannot see how you don't feel that. I cannot see how you don't feel that this is not not interesting. If 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 I want to fix this, I will make the slime much weaker, and then he has to actually use his intelligence, his smartness, his meta knowledge, because he came from the human world and then went to fantasy world. He has to use his meta knowledge to overcome his problems. Instead of making him overpowered, I will make him the slime meets Shizu, the mask sword woman, much earlier, and then let them develop way earlier, and then instead of using ability too strong, they have to use smartness. I will set the slime head to have much limited resources and ability, limited like making him having only limited amount of how much he can carry and how strong he can be, and let him grow over time instead of starting the anime with him being super strong. It's just lazy writing. I don't care if it gets good later. If people praise it, if people say it's good, I disagree. I think it's boring. How the story is presented, I don't think it's pretty good. The dialogues are lackluster and not refined. The humor is not for me. And there's another problem I have with the slime. The slime originally is like 30 years old man, but when he turned into slime, he does not feel like a 30 years old man. And worse that they turn the voice into this kid voice when he is in slime form, but he no longer has his old man voice. You know what I would do if I'm the writer of this series? I will make that the kid voice is his normal voice when he talks to other people, but when he is in his inner thought, he will sting in his old man form. This reminds me of Overlord. Do you remember that Overlord is actually initially isekai plot? The main character is actually was playing a online game, and then he is suddenly transported into the game, right? But and then just within one season, like in the end of the season one, like the fact that this was an isekai and the main character turned into a overpowered skeleton warlock or something does not have any bearing anymore. It's just like the writer just forgot about it. I don't know about the season 2 or season 3. I didn't watch it. I think Overlord is overhyped and overrated. Hey, seems like I hate all isekai. No, not really. I like Love Horizon. No, I really hate isekai genre in general. It breeds uh, very unrefined writing, very amateur writing. It really relies too much on gimmick, and I hate gimmick. I prefer execution. And anyways, my conclusion. It has been 16 minutes. This is pretty long video, but my conclusion is that I don't think Slime Isekai is a good anime. It's too slow. It has various problem that I said previously. I don't want to say the whole thing again. I don't like Isekai. Don't ever use that excuse that you have to watch more. That's a bad excuse. Anyway, good night. Goodbye. Later.